will start recording. Okay, welcome. So I want to ask you, for those of you who have been meditating with us just now, any one of you felt your heartbeat? Can you raise your hand? Did you feel your heartbeat? Yes. Did you feel it strong? Like a physical, like the physical power in the beat, in the heartbeat? Who felt it strong? Yeah. Okay. So this is for you to know that your pericardium is talking to you, is speaking to you. And okay, so what are we here to we're here to know a little bit more about the next training I'm going to do in Israel, hopefully at the end of November, and who I am and what kind of work do I do. I don't know if Dikla has done any introduction about the work. I'm Noraya Kalam. I live in Spain, and I'm pericardium. I work as pericardium liberation, between other things, but this is my most important work, as it touches the core of to me, it's like my dharma, my inner seeking. My inner seeking is to walk in a path of the heart, in a path of love, and to purify and clean and know and transform all the obstacles that separate myself from my heart. Why is so important the heart for all of us? Because when we say me, we respond to our heart, don't we? We say me, or I am, no? So more or less conscious about this, we know that the heart is related with who we are, with ourselves. So for different cultures, as the Mexican or the Egyptian culture or Chinese culture, the heart was the seat of the consciousness, the seat of the self. The Mexicans thought that all the mental illness came from the unbalanced heart. And also the Egyptian culture was centered in the heart. All its practice and all their knowing about life was centered in the consciousness of the heart. Even their knowledge about the life and death, because they thought the heart was alive and it had its consciousness, and the heart was the guide through the inner world when the soul for the soul to go to reach to the other world. So it was very important for them. And also for the Chinese medicine, the ancient Chinese medicine, which is around 6,000 years old, the heart is very important, and it's the Chinese medicine which has more information about the pericardium, because we don't know, we don't listen, we don't hear anything about the pericardium until we have any illness like pericarditis or whatever. But Chinese medicine can say a little thing about what is the pericardium. So, do you know what is the pericardium? Anyone here? Okay, so yeah, Anva and Dikla took the training last year, and they are practicing, they are working with this beautiful practice in their consult as a therapist. So the pericardium is the bag, the membrane that surrounds and protects the heart. So we can talk of the pericardium as the protector of the heart. Many times we say that we have problems in our heart. In Spanish, we have a lot of sentences like "my heart is like an ice," or "this person has a heart like an ice," or "I have my heart in one hand, I'm talking from my heart." I don't know if you have sentences, popular sentences in Hebrew talking about the heart. Can you tell any sentences that you say in Hebrew? It doesn't matter if I don't understand, Dikla can translate it for me, but the other people can hear some other sentences that you say in Hebrew. Anyone? Michal or Anva?
דיבור מתוך הלב, חיבור של לב.
יש גם אני פונה ללב שלך.
Can you translate it?
It's a connection from the heart, or I'm a connection of a heart, a talk of the heart. This is and also I approach your heart. I'm trying to think of more that I remember.
There is a heart of gold.
קרבת לב.
Heart of gold and a heart of stone.
We also say to have the heart like a stone. Yes.
You also say that?
Yes. What else? I'm sure you have a lot of sentences with the heart.
Open heart. We have this,
לב ליבו של העניין, אביבה אומרת.
the heart of the matter.
ליבת הקיום.
Yes, the heart of
יש אחד בפה, אחד בלב.
That's something that we say, that one is in your mouth and one is in your heart, so it's not the same.
Wow.
Feel that you are aligned.
Wow, I love it. So, okay. So there is someone that close. Okay. So as you see, we have a lot of sentences with the word, hola. So more or less that in Spanish, I'm aware that Hebrew has a special meanings, no? And sometimes it's difficult to translate exactly the words and the sense of what we are talking about. So we are in what is in common is that the heart is very important to us. So the heart has to do with the joy, with vulnerability, with self-acceptance, with relations, with relationships, with self-expression and self-creativity, and also with boundaries and shielding. So when we say my heart has pain, we are not really talking about our heart. We are talking about the pericardium. So there is nothing wrong in our heart. Our heart is perfectly well. Our heart doesn't have anything to fix. Sometimes we feel that our heart is broken. I think this sentence, like my heart is broken, is in all the languages.
Mhm.
Do you say this in Israel also? To have the
Yes.
heart broken? Yes, I think this one is common for all the languages, but the heart has no problem at all. The heart is perfectly well. It's not broken. What needs a little bit more of attention is the pericardium. The pericardium and the heart work together. No, are not different entities or different organs. It's one organ, but two parts of one unity. So for Chinese medicine, which we are going to talk a little bit because it's the culture that has developed more about the pericardium. For Chinese medicine, our heart is perfect. Our heart is the emperor or the empress, the king of the queen or the queen of our body. So the emperor in China was someone that no one could reach easily. So the emperor always had a person, a prime minister, whom was in charge about everybody or everything that was wanted to reach to the heart. So if anyone wanted to contact with the empress, had to talk first to the pericardium. So this is the function of our pericardium, is to receive all the impacts of the outside and choose what person of what experience or what experience, yes, can get into our lives, can reach to our heart, or also to put the boundaries for this to be outside, to get outside. So the pericardium is the prime minister, is the protector. This is why we talk about the pericardium as the protector of the heart. So anything is wrong with the heart. It's just the pericardium that needs a little bit more of attention. How they work together. They work also as a pillar between the energies of the sky and the energies of the earth. In this pillar or column, the energies of the sky and the energies of the earth mix in the heart, and like this we do the alchemy to express ourselves in a unique sound, a unique voice, a unique form of self-expression. So in this way we should be all very happy and creative people, but why are not in this mood all the time? Because since we have been small, most of us have been to have been protected of being harmed. So why being harmed? Because I am sorry. Because from when we are small, we receive a lot of impacts, emotional impacts in our minds and in our hearts. So we learn from very small to protect ourselves. So there is when our pericardium can close or get tense to protect the heart. Like this, the heart can do its work to maintain life. And the question here is, what is life? What is life? Can you say what is life for you? Anyone, please? What is life? It's very easy. Don't.
For me, it's about happiness, just being able to express.
Happiness.
Expression, movement, flow.
Who talked? I'm sorry.
Me.
Okay, Avital. Expression, movement. Perfect. Anyone?
Rhythm.
Rhythm. Yes. Anyone else?
I will say it in Hebrew, okay?
Yeah.
התמודדות בדרך לעידון.
Dealing in the way of
towards refinement.
Towards refinement, yes, towards.
Thank God.
Who say?
Thank God.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Loving God.
Okay, loving God.
And also we have attention from Maya and change from Neti.
Okay. So we have a lot of expressions of life here. But what is life? To me, life is movement. And this movement, of course, has rhythm, has direction, has an order, no? So life is not only in human, but also in nature, in the cosmos, in the planets, everything is moving, even the stones are moving. But the movement of the stone is so slow. It's a frequency, it's a vibration, slower than ours. So we believe that the stones are not moving, but in fact, they are moving. So we can feel the movement, we can feel the life in everything. So we like to talk about the life, what is life, what is happening in our life. But if we take life as movement, then everything is life. And if we take life as movement, we can also stop thinking about what is life and start feeling life in everything. So this is more or less what we do in the training and after the training, because after the training, our ways of feeling life will change a little bit. We will be more aware about the movement in everything we meet, as trees, as plants, and stones, buildings, even the planets. So for us, what we do is to look in the body where life has been retained, where there is no movement, and where there there is no movement, and we feel it, and we stop there, and we release the movement in the body. We release life. So when we liberate the pericardium, we liberate the life which is retained in the pericardium, so the heart can express itself. But we don't feel life only in the pericardium. In a treatment, we feel life in all the body, and in the organs, and also in the brain. So what we do is to learn how to feel life. We will do a little practice at the end of this meeting to feel life in our pericardium and release it. So we look where life is stamped or retained in the body, and we talk with the organs, with the cells, and release it. How can we talk with the organs or with the cells? This is something very natural for us human beings. We have talked with nature for centuries, but some point of the history we stopped doing it, and only the shamans or medicine people keep on doing it. This is how we discovered, for example, the medicine of the plants or the medicine of the minerals, which are used in some cultures as Indian culture. Just talking with the plant, talking with the spirit of the plant, or talking with the spirit of the crystal, and asking to the spirit of the plant what medicine has this plant for us. So this is how, by the centuries, we have this knowledge. But the truth is that we all have this capacity of speaking with, communicating with life in any form. So this is one of the most important things of this work, to be in a state of consciousness where we can speak, we can talk to the cells in the body, or we can talk to a tree, to a plant. In this state of consciousness, we are one with all creation. When we are one with all creation, we can feel anything that where we put our attention and our intention. So it looks like it's difficult to connect with this consciousness of unity, but we have some steps in our practice that make us able to work from there. So this state of consciousness is very important to work on it in the training. So when we have this state of consciousness, we can speak with the cells. I don't know if you know about epigenetics. I'm not very, very good in science, but epigenetics have shown us that the cells not only react to our genetic information. For example, until the 20th century, it was believed that cancer was something that was an heritage from our family, from our genes. But epigenetics has shown that the cells also respond to the environment where they grow, where they live. And what is the environment of the cells? Is our body, is it's surrounding by our thoughts and emotions. So it's now we know that the cells act and react depending of our emotions. Now we know that our emotions and thoughts can affect to the cells. So it means that they can affect also to our tissues. So we can work with the tissues and only with our intention and our feelings and thoughts. So this is the main work of the pericardium liberation, to speak with the cells and establish communion between us, between our heart and the heart of the person we are going to treat. So what we do in a training, in the training we learn to get to this state of consciousness, which is the most important to me for this work, because to enter in the heart, which is a sacred place, we have to enter from our sacred heart. So for this, there is a time of preparation before I start working, And we will work a lot in this part, in getting to this state of consciousness, which is not a daily state of consciousness, is a state of consciousness amplified, rooted in our innate intelligence of the heart, our innate kindness. So for this becomes inner path for the practitioner also, because when we want to become pericardium liberators, we are going to work with other people, but we will find also the boundaries and the limitations of our own heart, to be able to open to the consciousness of oneness, and to be able also to open to the world of the other person without any judgment, without any validation of wrong or good. So this is also very important, the ethics. And what else? Everything well so far? Any questions so far? All right. What else?
What else?
So what does our pericardium do as a protector of the heart? It protects us from virus, any pathogens, from or abuse. And if we have had pain or abuse or strong emotions in our life, the pericardium on our cells will record it. So it's recorded in our cells. So when some experience with similar frequency comes to our life, our heart will tend to close again to protect the heart, because it has the memories of other times. So this will repeat and repeat and repeat all the time until we learn how to be able to be open and at the same time be anchored in ourselves and our true self. So this is also another important to remember who we are. And the truth is that in 6 days training, we can touch ourselves. Then after the training, we have to get rooted in the self with our practice. But in the training, we can touch this inner consciousness, which is rooted in the heart. With this consciousness doesn't need to be acknowledged by others, because we know who we are, and this is nothing fixed, is something that is changing all the time, but we are in touch with this, what is changing, this energy or this consciousness changing all the time. So to be in touch with this is to be in touch with wonder and with awe. I don't know if you know this word. With word is my favorite word in English. I will write it for you. Yes. So this is a very, very important part of the training, to work in who we are. I don't know if Dikla or Anva would like to say something about their experience with this issue, no? In the training, about the work, about who we are, which is very, very important here.
I can
And
say, I think Anva left, but I can say, maybe she's not, I don't know. I can say, I got to the, את פה, מהמם, אז את רוצה להתחיל? רוצה לדבר?
לא, לא, תתחילי.
אוקיי.
תתחילי.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe to talk in Hebrew, in English, I'm not sure, but I will try and I will move around through them.
I remember your experience and Anva experience, so you can tell in Hebrew. I know you perfectly.
אני יכולה להגיד עליי, שבשבילי ההכשרה הזאת היא כמו קראה לי ממעמקים, ממש קראה לי מאזור מאוד מאוד קדום של הלב, והיה לי המון המון רעש סביב הלב של כל מיני חלקים, שלא אפשר לי להירשם עד הרגע האחרון, אבל ההכשרה לא ויתרה עליי. היא כל פעם באה מדלת אחרת ודווקא טוק טוק טוק, ולפעמים מבפנים, אולי בכל זאת, וכל פעם הסברתי לה למה זה בלתי אפשרי. ובסוף, ביום האחרון, פשוט הייתה קריאת ים סוף, והלב שלי אמר, אני רוצה את זה, זה לא משנה אם נכון או נכון, אני רוצה את זה. וחוויתי 6 ימים פשוט של עונג, של איזה נוכחות, ממש הרגשתי את הספירט מחבקת אותי, קורצת לי. העבודה, שיש כל יום עבודה בזוגות, דרך איזה עבודת קלפים, זה היה כל יום קריצה כזה, כן דקלה, הכל בסדר, בדיוק כמו שאת. בול, כמו זה היה הזדקפות לתוך איזה, לא יודעת, איזה עוצמה יפהפייה, שבאמת גם ההקשבה לאבנים ולמים ולעצים, בשבילי זה היה עבודה שהרחיבה לי את הלב ופשוט דייקה אותי, ממש, ממש באמת עשתה לי את הרוטד הזה, שהיא אומרת, בום, השורשים ידעו בדיוק מי הם. Okay, that was me in Hebrew. זאת גם הסיבה שאני מביאה את נוריה, אני מרגישה שהיא מחזיקה את זה באופן מעורר השראה, את האפשרות הזו שכולנו יודעים את הדבר הזה. זהו, זה עכשיו שתקתי. ענווה.
אני יכולה רק להגיד שנוריה מעבירה את זה בצורה מאוד 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 עמוקה, דרך מדיטציות, דרך כל מיני דרכים, לעזור לנו לזכור שאנחנו כלום והכל, ממש. ודרך ההיזכרות הזאת, היא בעצם מעבירה אותנו דרך. עד שבעצם היא מלמדת את הכלי, אנחנו קודם עוברים דרך של היזכרות מאוד חשובה. זה בהחלט פותח שערים, בכלל הכלי הזה הוא פלאי. הוא פלאי וקוראים המון ניסים איתו. כן, זה בגדול ככה מה שאני יכולה להניח.
תודה.
All right, I didn't understand anything. But this is very, very important part of the work. So I could do this presentation just with a PowerPoint, which I have next to me, with information about the anatomic and physiologic parts of or functions of the pericardium. But I prefer just to talk and don't use the PowerPoint because I feel limited with this. And you have a lot of information about the pericardium liberation therapy, and also you have a lot of information about the training. But I wanted to make emphasis here about the pillars of the training. The pillars of the training for me, if these pillars are working, then the person will have a new path where start to walk from the heart and to open to the wonder of life. And this is like this is yes or yes. If you do it right, then it's yes or yes, you will experience the wonder and the awe of life. So we have talked about first right preparation to get into the expanded state of consciousness where we are all one, a heart with all creation. And and second one is to remember who we are. This happens when we are in touch with our not only physical heart, but also with our spiritual heart, the light within the heart, if you want. Okay, so another pillar of the training is the famous protocol. The word protocol doesn't seem so easy for many people, which because protocol seems to lead us to something rigid. But in this case, it's very, very important because the protocol is what will help to our mind to anchor to the earth. We have to work very, very, very rooted in the earth, because our work is very spiritual work. So we need to be very rooted, not only in ourselves, but also in the earth. For this, we use breath, of course, breath awareness, and also we use the protocol for our mind to be anchored in the action, in what we are doing, which is work with other person, another soul, which has a sacred vehicle to move and express the light of God, the light of a spirit in this dimension. So this is a really, really sacred work. So our mind has to be occupied. So this is why we use a protocol which will be the container for our sacred work. So what we will learn in the training, we will learn a protocol which includes all the systems of the body, which includes harmonization of our membranes, organs, and also subtle bodies, and of course the pericardium, the heart, and the brain. So this is what we are going to learn basically in the training, how to release life in the body of the person, how to communicate with the cells and the organs, of course, taking the pericardium as the main door for emotions, as the center, the heart and the pericardium as the center of our spiritual and physical and emotional system. And we will learn also this special state of consciousness to work from. So if we do this, what we get from this, we start to live in a state of generosity. We really open ourselves to the dimension of love, which includes everything, which doesn't separar, sí, which includes everything.
Doesn't separate.
Okay.
Separar.
So, any questions so far before the practice? Any practical question if you want?
Not a practical question, but just to say that you touch my heart.
Oh, thank you.
It's really like a good massage to the heart just to listen to you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Yeah, but don't believe that I'm an expert of heart. It's just my path, you know.
Yes.
I was born with very, very low self-love, so it led me this this led me to look for the core of my path, and I discovered very young that the core of the path, my path, was in the heart, because all the ancient traditions put the heart in the center. So I realized that if the heart is the most important for all the traditions, why to look somewhere else? So when I knew about this work, I didn't have any doubt. I didn't need any Zoom. I didn't need to know the person to know what I was going to do. I thought, wow, there is a therapy center in the heart. This is what I need. So this helped me to open also to other people, to learn to set boundaries, to myself, to protect also myself, and to have more healthy relationships with myself and with others. So I'm still in the path, and to me it's the most beautiful path in the world, the path of the heart. Like this, we can connect with anyone, any speaking any language, or with any different culture, because we will connect with people which is in the same path, which in the truth is that we all are in the same path, but we forget who we are. So we forget we are sacred, so we can't see to the other, the sacredness in the nature or in other people, if we don't acknowledge our sacredness. Yeah. What else? Any other question? Practical
Well,
questions?
Thank you. Thank you. It's really so moving.
Thank you. What else? Yeah. Yes. Before doing the practice, just a little note. As we said, the epigenetics are talking about the cells, the feeling of the cells. Do you think the cells feel fear?
Yes.
And what happens when the cells feel fear? Okay, for this question, so if you are a healthy cell, what is your expression? Your expression is expansion, generosity, joy. You want to share with everyone. But if you have fear, what do you do? If you were a cell, if you have fear, what would you do with your body? Can you do it with your body?
I think you shrink.
Yes. Okay. Yes. You go inside and close your heart. You protect your heart. When you have fear, you do is to protect your heart. So does anyone here that has no fear at all? Okay, we all have fear sooner or later. Some fear of harm, some fear of the death, but at the end there is only one fear. It can have a lot of different faces, but it's only one fear. So the cell, when we touch the person or ourselves, as we are going to do in a few minutes, we don't feel the movement there. We can't feel the movement. Does it mean there is no movement? Remember, movement is life. Does it mean if we can't feel the movement, does it mean there is no movement? No. It means that the movement is very, very, very within, is retracted, because the cells are protecting themselves. So we will go to the pericardium, which is the prime minister, is the boss, to ask what is happening there and to try to release life, to release the movement, to the cells feel again connected and expanded and with joy and everything. So this is what we are going to do in the next practice. If is there any other question before? Because maybe you want to know something about the timing in the training. I don't know. After the training, you have to do a specific number of practice, not charging money. I don't have any problem if you charge, depending of who, also how integrated is the work in you. And the language is not very important. And explanations sometimes are not very important. This is the case of Anba, who is here, for example. He came to me the first day because she doesn't speak English very well. But the second or the third day, she looked at me and she understood everything of what is this about. And this is about the heart. And this is about life. And this is about love. So for this, I cannot speak a lot, but we don't really need to speak too much. We need to feel, and this is our main work, to go to do the most long half meter of all, which is from here to here. So it's very beautiful to, in the training, to see people like Anva suddenly had this, we look each other and we know we are there. Or Via also had this experience, and it's very beautiful. So this is, I can tell you, I don't know, just practical things, but also you can ask to Dikla, which is the host for this training. And before doing the meditation, I will say that I think we have a discount until the 29th, I'm right? So notice that I will travel from Spain, and we need to decide not very late if we have group to go forward with this training, which will start on the 26th of November. Here we have Ruben Segal, which he will do a collaboration as a teacher. Also, he will help to bring all the practice to the body through understanding from the body. No sé, Rubén, si quieres explicar algo de lo que vas a hacer, porque luego vamos a hacer la práctica y después de la práctica no quiero hablar mucho.
טוב, בוקר טוב לכולם. חתימה טובה גם. I say in English, or I try to say in Hebrew. הדינמיקה שאנחנו נשים, how say in Hebrew rhythm, קצב, קצב. All the work is around the rhythm, without language. Rhythm, movement, וגם האחדות של הקבוצה. כן? The unity of the group. With the intuition and with the perception, what give to us the pulse together movement. We will work with this. Without words, bli milim, with the heart in the first line. Okay, this what can I tell now. The rest is an experience to live. Okay, so thank you very much. תודה רבה.
Thank you. Gracias, Rubén. So rhythm is very important. In all the training, when the rhythm is alterated, we can have some misunderstanding of what is happening. So if we want to understand what is happening through the 6-7 days of the training, it's important that we get into this rhythm, this pulse. As you remember, Rubén, tú no estabas, pero hemos hecho una meditación antes de que vinieras tú. As you remember, in the first meditation we've done, we experienced that our heartbeat is only one heartbeat. We are beating together. So this is more or less what will happen the last 2 days. For some of you, it will happen before. This is this moment when we look each other. This will happen for rhythm. To be in this pulse, in this rhythm, is very important. Even in the practical part of the work, as we are working in a massage table, and we need to have a specific rhythm for the treatment not to be too long. Okay, so this is something that is very difficult to explain. It's better to feel it and to experience how we really understand from our heart what is this rhythm, and we are aligned with this in the 2 last days. It's very beautiful. So there is any other question, because we are going to end and we are going to do a little practice. Any other question about the technique, the work? I know. Okay. Okay, so let's do the practice. For you to know, the pericardium also governs all our psyche, or all our psychism. We believe, it is said that it's all in our brain, but we have a module for Pericardium Liberation practitioners. It's an extra module, which is about brain and the heart. It's a 4 hours online module, and it's very interesting because a person which is a specialist in neuroscience and psychoneuroimmunology, he will explain us about the relation between the brain and the heart, and we can have our own conclusions of which one is more important, which one is more nuclear for maintaining life and for the human evolution, because we are talking also about this, about the human evolution. As when we are in touch with our hearts, it's demonstrated now by neuroscience. I don't like to talk about neuroscience because I really I don't have this kind of mind. I don't have this kind of memory, but it's very interesting with this point. When we are in touch with our hearts, we have expanded, we have more consciousness about what is happening inside our body. We know, we are more aware of our liver, our intestines, our bones, our health state. So also this awareness will bring us to be more aware of taking decisions. So it's very connected, to be connected with the heart and the power and capacity of taking decisions for survive. So to be connected with the heart is to be connected with our capacity of taking decisions, with our discernment. And also taking decisions means to choose the healthy relationships for us, where we can grow and where we can expand ourselves, because this is our nature, aligned with the universe. We are part of universe, so our nature is to expand ourselves and to create more beauty. So this is what happens when we are connected with our heart, of course in coherence with the brain. So yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
I didn't hear you. Could you say some more words about the connection between the heart and the discernment? Because this is something that יכולת הבחנה, discernment, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is something that I find I think about it a lot, and I never thought people think about intuition, and if you can make the connection for me with the heart a bit more.
Okay. The heart, as we said, is the seat of the consciousness, is the seat of the self with a big S, is the seat of who we are. If you want, also the spark of the divine in our body is anchored in our heart. So this is very sacred, this is very important. So the pericardium protects this spark of the divine, the divinity in ourselves. So this is a sacred work. So the pericardium is an organ of perception. And as it is linked with the heart, where there is the innate intelligence of the heart, which is infinite. When we are in touch with our pericardium and in our heart, we are in touch with the part of us that knows. There is something in us that knows. Then our mind say no, yes, or no, or make questions, but there is something inside of us that knows. So our pericardium, our heart, is an organ of perception. So as we said, the pericardium can choose, can set the boundaries. So when something or someone is awakens a memory inside us of pain or abuse, the pericardium will tend to protect our heart. But sometimes some people they have the pericardium very lax, very soft, not as strong, because maybe when they were small, they couldn't set limits with their parents. So they learned not to set limits, just to be loved. So you understand so far? So when we learn not to set limits, not to set boundaries, just because we want to be loved, and we say yes to everything, yes to everyone, what happens is that our pericardium, this pillar between the sky energies and the earth energies, this is weak. When it's weak, we are not able to feel, to set boundaries to other people. So two things can happen, principally, mainly. One is that our pericardium is too tense. So when it's too tense, we are not able to connect with our feelings and our deep feelings, and we are not able to bind with other people, to link with other people. It's like we want to connect with people, but we are not able to do it. We are stuck because our pericardium is too tense. It's protecting too much. It has worked so much that is tense, and we feel also very tired because we need the other people. So when it's too tense, we have a lot of difficulties to feel connected with other people and to feel connected with life and even nature. We can see the beauty, but we can't feel the beauty. We go to nature, we can see the beauty, but we can't feel the beauty, and it causes to us a lot of sadness because we are not in touch with who we are also nature. So by the other hand, when the pericardium is to wake, we can't set boundaries. So in the extreme, we become like a trash hole where everyone can. And it's very powerful experience to be with someone like this. It awakens a lot of love, a lot of compassion from us. So what happens here when we do the work, when we release the pericardium, we do a physical gesture here, not as we are going to do today, but stronger. We go into the sternum. I don't want to say we do a pressure because it's not, it's a pressure physically, but it's not exactly like that. So when we release the pericardium has tissue which is a little bit flexible. So if we press it in like this, if we press like this, it can relax a little bit. So when we do it, it reaches a proper tone, not too tense and not too weak. Like this, we start to feel the connection between the energies of the sky and the energies of the earth. We start to feel again connected with our heart and with our brain. So from there, the discernment awakes. We have more clarity. We are more able to take decisions. And this is very, very well explained in neuroscience, which I'm not going to talk about, but we have this extra module that if you do the training, then you can do the extra module, which will explain about this connection through the hormones and the peptides of the brain and the relation of making decisions with the heart and the brain. But to me, it's enough to say that when the pericardium has its proper tone, it's not too tense, it's not too weak, then we are in touch with who we are. So we know who we are, and we know we are the sacred divinities in us. So like this, we can feel what is aligned with this and what is not aligned. And this facilitates us to make decisions for self-love and self-care. I don't know if I did answer you. If I did not, you can do more specific question.
Well, it's an amazing explanation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
If you have any other question before meditation, if it's not science-based, please feel free. If it's science-based, maybe Ruben can answer. He's an expert of neuroscience. So
I'll have to leave now before the meditation, so I'm just gonna say thank you very much.
okay, Avital, thank you very much. You can.
אביטל, אנחנו נשלח לך הקלטה, ואז תוכלי לעשות, כדי שלא תרגישי שיהיה לך מתחילת השנה. אוקיי.
תודה. ביי, תודה רבה.
Probably with Dikla said that there will be a recording.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's do the practice. So what we are going to do is practice of self-pericardium liberation. This is not as a whole treatment. The whole treatment, as I said before, it involves all the systems and organs, and of course the pericardium, the membranes, and the brain. So full treatment is around 45, 50, 60 minutes, depending of the rhythm of the person and yours. The inner rhythm, the inner pulse, of course, related with the cosmic truth and harmony. So so what we are going to do is just to work on the part of the pericardium. So this practice is for you to repeat at any time before going to sleep, in the morning, when you have when you see some news that you feel broken or despair, or if you feel despair, or whenever you can do it anytime, a lot of times. Okay, so let's do it. Sit down with straight your spine, please. Connect with your breath first. Not force your breath, just observe it. It doesn't matter if it's fast or slow. You don't have to force it. Just be aware of your breath. Just be present for it and observe if it's changing, but don't push your breath. Just be natural. If your feet are on the floor, feel your feet on the floor. Feel rooted with your feet on the floor as roots. You can imagine, if you want, as there are roots coming out from the base of your feet, going into the earth. Until the center of the earth. You can also, if you want, bring the energy from the center of the earth. You can imagine in bright color, white color, or green emerald color. Once you are done this connection, also feel your perineum aligned with the center of the earth. Continue breathing. Strengthen your spine. Open your crown. And now place your hands on your heart. And feel the space between your hands and your body. Your hands have to be present, but not forcing, not absorbing, but receiving. If you want to translate this, Dikla, because I want this to be very clear, not forcing, not manipulating, not absorbing, but present and receiving.
הידיים צריכות להיות לא לוחצות, לא absorbing, לא בעצם קולטות, אלא פשוט כמו נוכחות בהקשבה, לפגוש את מה שיש, מה שעולה מהמרחב המשותף שם.
All right, now you are feeling what is happening under your hands. And now, as we are meeting to a friend whom we have not met from a long time ago, we will say the name of the pericardium to call the pericardium, and Dikla will say the name in Hebrew also. So we call our pericardium,
Umalev.
Umalev. Notice your breath all the time, please. Just notice, be aware. Be mindful to your heart and to your breathing. So we have called the pericardium. Maybe our breath changed there a little bit. Now, as we would ask to a friend, we will ask to the pericardium. Pericardium, show me your movement.
umalev, תראה לי את התנועה שלך.
And let's feel what is happening under our hands. Is there any movement? Or maybe it seems that it's no movement at all. If you are feeling a movement behind your hands, under your hands, just accompany, dance with this movement. Don't manipulate, just dance with this. Feel if this movement has rhythm, direction, order, and expansion or not. And just accompany, dance with this, not judging, not controlling or manipulating. If you are not feeling movement at all, then do not worry at all. This is because the movement is very, very within, is very profound. So for this, if this is happening to you, just be present for this kind of emptiness. Just be a loving presence for this apparently lack of movement. Now, what would you ask to a friend whom you are not seeing in a long time? Pericardium, how are you feeling? So you can use, please, use your voice. Nobody is going to listen to you. Your voice to ask, how are you feeling?
umalev, איך אתה מרגיש?
And notice if there is an emotion, an image, a memory coming, arising. And if it's a word, an emotion, you can validate this emotion, repeating. You feel whatever, sad or insecure, abused, whatever. Then you ask, how old were you when this happened? ¿Qué edad tenías? Who or what was this related with? Please say it loud. Nobody's going to listen to you. Who or what was related with this issue?
מי ומה היה קשור לנושא הזה, לרגש הזה.
Now we can repeat again the emotion if we have the emotion, or if we got an image or a memory, we can distillate an emotion from there. Pericardium, and we say pericardium, you feel. And the emotion. And now we will ask, at the same time we feel the movement, we continue dancing with our pericardium. And we will ask pericardium, what does my soul, my neshama, proposes for this situation?
אום הלב, מה הנשמה שלי מציעה בשביל הסיטואציה הזאת?
Be mindful of the response. It can come with words, images, feelings. What does my soul proposes for this situation? And now we can say, pericardium, thank you for this life experience with you. Thank you.
פריקרדיום, תודה על חוויית החיים הזאת איתך. תודה.
And we feel what is happening under our hands. We feel the space between the hands and the body. And also we feel the space within. Maybe our breath changed. Maybe our hands feel how separating from the chest. If it's like this, you can open and separate the hands from the chest. Keep on your eyes closed. You can repeat this word, thank you. Pericardium, thank you for this life experience with you. Now feel your body as a sacred temple. Feel your body as it is the temple of Jerusalem. because it is. Your heart in your chest is the Santorum. I don't know if you use this word. The very special room for the altar where the sacred fire is burned.
קודש הקודשים.
Yeah. Thank you. Feel this space in your chest. The curtains that protect the ark have been opened. These curtains are the pericardium. Feel your heartbeat. And now we will burn the fire, pronouncing one word, one letter in Hebrew. We will pronounce it and we will visualize and place it in the center of our physical heart. This letter is Shin. We can say it louder or vibrate it. Shin. This letter starts to shine from the center of our physical heart. And with every breath, it grows and grows and grows, full of divine light, full of sacredness. The light is so white that it seems to be like silver. It starts growing and growing, going out from our heart, expanding itself beyond our bodies, filling the room we are in with its light, its brightness, its radiance, which expands itself to our house, to our town or city, reaching everyone, every living being, every animal, plant, stone, tree, building. It expands to all our country and far beyond our country. It expands to all the earth, filling the oceans, the mountains, the streams, the rivers. And the light of the sacred fire of the Shin expands, filling all the earth, all the atmosphere, and expands beyond the earth, filling the cosmos, filling all the planets and stars, until it fills all the universe. We just here give a space for contemplation. Little by little, you can bring your awareness again to your body, your physical heart. Maybe you feel the heartbeat. Bring your awareness to the space in your heart. And when you feel it, you can start moving your hands and feet and open your eyes. Thank you. right. Thank you very much. Thank you for this life experience together. Thank you for being there and be patient until the end. I really, really look forward to meet you in Israel. And that's all for today.
So I
Thank
stop
you.
the recording. How do you
Thank
stop
you.
the recording? Oh, okay.